Hello students and welcome back to BankExamsToday.com. So this is the lecture number 2, the live class for PNB Technical Officer. The PNB Technical Officer Scale 1, Scale 2 and Scale 3. Scale 2 and Scale 3, and we are focusing on the Credit Officer exam, not on the other exams, right? So the today's topic is the break-even point analysis, the BEP analysis, and today I'm going to share like 4 questions with you, and I'm going to explain the basic concept of BEP, right? BEP. So we have already started the PNB Technical Officer course for Scale 2 and Scale 3, in which we are providing the proper video classes, notes, test series, and the live sessions, right? You can install the Bank Exams Today mobile application or go to learn.bankexamstoday.com to get the complete course, and you can take a proper demo there as well, right? So let's move forward. First of all, let me give you a simple example. एक simple भाषा में example करते हैं. For example, you want to start a business. You want to start a business of, let's say, you want to manufacture t-shirts. Okay, आपने t-shirt बनानी है. You want to manufacture t-shirts. To make the t-shirts, you need to make to manufacture t-shirts, you need to invest money into plant. You need to buy machinery. You need to make a plant. You need to get the electricity connection and all these are fixed expenses. So the fixed expenses, see, even if you are making or manufacturing 100 t-shirts, or even if you are manufacturing 200 t-shirts, let's say the limit of this plant or machinery is, let's say, 5,000 t-shirts per day. With the help of this particular setup, you can manufacture 5,000 t-shirts per day. Even though you are manufacturing 100 t-shirts, 200 t-shirts, or 300 t-shirts, I mean, this expense is there. You need to make this expense to make this capacity. So this capacity making expense, the one-time expense, on the machinery, plant, electricity connection, so this is known as the fixed cost. This is known as the fixed cost. Okay. Now to make the t-shirts, you need to buy yarn or thread. Okay. You need to pay for electricity. That one was for electricity connection. Whenever you take an electricity connection, there is a security fee that you need to submit. That is a fixed expense. That is security deposit. I can write it there, security deposit. There are many other expenses. So yarn, thread, electricity, gas, or direct labor, all these expenses are direct expenses, and these expenses changes with the production capacity, right? So you can calculate, like, per unit expense of thread is, let's say, ₹2. You can calculate this. What is the per unit expense of yarn for per unit for producing one t-shirt? How much yarn is required? ₹2. How much electricity is required for producing one t-shirt? How much labor is required in terms of rupees, in terms of money? So you can calculate the per unit expense there. So if you are producing, let's say, 100 units, you need to multiply the per unit cost. Obviously, you will only buy the yarn if you are producing the same number of t-shirts. So for producing 500 t-shirts, obviously, if per unit cost of producing the t-shirt the per unit for producing 1 unit of t-shirt, you need ₹2 worth of yarn, and right now your demand is like 500. Obviously, you will buy the yarn for ₹1,000. So it changes with every unit of production, right? So these are two costs. This is the fixed cost, and this one is known as the variable cost. What is variable cost? The cost which changes with each additional unit which is manufactured, right? So total cost, I write it as TC. Total cost is equal to fixed cost plus variable cost. Okay. Now how to calculate the profits? sales minus total cost. It is net profit. Now let's just draw this. Okay, I mean, let's just draw this here. Okay, I don't have that much of space. I mean, I can, erase it. So let me just erase it, and then I'll draw. थोड़ी कर देते हैं. चलो, I think हो गया ये. Okay, let's just draw the break-even point. Okay, चलो. This way, it's money invested, or sales money invested or money earned. We are talking about money here, and here we are talking about units. Okay, so students, so in the beginning, let's say you made a fixed investment. So you will start here. So this much money you have invested. Let's say you have invested like 50,000 rupees, 50k. So let's say you have invested 50k as fixed cost. So that is your fixed cost, right? This is your fixed cost. That's where you started your business. You started your business by investing rupees 50,000. Okay. And now let's say that's how the sales price is going. The sales price is going. And that's how the variable cost is going. Okay. Obviously, if let's say the sales price is rupees 100. Okay, the variable cost is let's say rupees 60. Rupees 40, that is your contribution. I forgot to tell you this thing. That is contribution. Okay, that is contribution. So this is the variable cost. This line shows the variable cost, and this is the revenue or the sales. So this is the break-even point. Break-even is the point where there is no profit. You are making no profit and no loss. No profit, no loss. And this thing, this is your profit. This shaded region, this is your profit. And this shaded region, this is your loss. So let's say if you are producing this many units, I mean, see, if you are producing this many units, so this is the loss that you are making. Okay, so let's say if you are producing these many units, okay, so that is the profit that you are making. Okay, so if my handwriting is bad, so this is the diagram. So quantity sold, and this is the money invested or money made. On the y-axis, on x-axis there is quantity sold. So fixed cost, it starts here, and that's how the variable cost goes, right? I already gave you the example. Okay, and that's how the total revenue goes, right? Obviously the total revenue is going to be way more than the variable cost. Okay, so as you are producing more units, as you are selling more units and producing more units, your revenue, your net profit is going to grow. See, your net profit is going to grow. Okay, but after a point, your capacity, I mean, if the capacity of your plant is 5,000 units and you have already produced 5,000 units, you need to make additional fixed cost. Then this fixed cost is going to shift upward, whatever the new investment you made, and then from here the variable cost line, that will go, the axis, I mean, it will shift upward. Okay, so it will shift upward. So whenever you make a new fixed investment, this total cost arc, it will shift upward. Okay, now let's move forward to the question number 1. These are the kind of questions that not the first one, the last 3 questions are the exam level questions, right? The selling price is rupees 20 per unit. The variable cost is rupees 16 per unit. The contribution is rupees 4 per unit. Really simple question. You are not going to see these kind of questions in the exam, but this one you can see this question in the exam. A company sells shoes for $450. The company sells shoes for $450. Okay, the variable cost is $200 per unit. So you got the sales, it's $450. You got the variable cost, it is 200 per unit. So The fixed cost are 7,50,000. Tell me the break even in sales dollars. You need to tell me what is the break even point. You need to tell me this thing. So you got the sales value, you got the variable cost value, you got the contribution. Okay, now it's your turn to give me the answer. I already gave you this one. Now it's your turn to give me the answer. You got the contribution. There are fixed costs are there. Okay, what is the break even? Now it's your turn. Let me get my phone, right? But just give me your answer. I just forgot my phone. Give me your answers in the live chat, super chat. I'm waiting for your answers, right? So just give me your answers. I'm waiting for your answers. Okay, so just give me your answers. I think you should be done by now. But anyway, let me just solve this for you. See, contribution per unit is 250. The fixed cost is 7,50,000. Okay, now you need to find out the break even point. So it is fixed cost divided by contribution. Okay, so 7 in terms of units. In terms of units. So 7,50,000 divided by 250. So it's around, you can say, 3,000 units. 3,000 units is the break even point, but they are looking for break even in terms of dollars. We got in terms of units, so you already have the sales price. So 3,000 multiplied by 450. What is the correct answer? 1,335 million. That is the correct answer. Okay, so C is the correct answer. 3,000 multiplied by 450. Okay, let's move forward to the question number 3. This is the very important question. Very important question. Determine the fixed cost using the high-low method. Now this is actually really important. See, the total cost of producing 11,250 units is 65,000, and total cost of producing 16,500 units is 86,000. You need to understand one thing. Please try to understand one thing. So these 3 activities levels are given. Okay, try to understand one thing. The fixed cost is same. The fixed cost for producing 8,000 units, the fixed cost for producing 16,500 units, and fixed cost for producing 11,250 units is same. So the fixed cost is same here. Okay, so the point here is the fixed cost is same. There is only the difference between the variable cost. So that's what you need to do. Just do one simple thing for me. See, first of all, the difference between 16,500 and 8,000, it is 8,500 units. Now we are trying to find out what? We are trying to find out the variable cost. We are trying to find out the variable cost. That's what we need to do that here. The fixed cost is same, but the variable cost is not same. So for producing 8,000 units, the fixed cost is same. Fixed cost is there. For producing 16,500, the same machinery, same plant is there. So what we are trying to do is, right now we are trying to find out the variable cost. Just deduct 8,000 from 16,500 for producing additional 8,500 units. For producing additional 8,500 units, how much we are spending? 86,000 minus 52,000. 86,000 minus 52,000, I think it is 34,000. For producing additional 85,000 units, we need to spend $34,000, right? So 34,000 divided by 8,500, this is our variable cost. Variable cost per unit. This is our variable cost per unit. Okay, so 85, it's I think 17. Okay, this is $4 per unit. So $4 per unit is our variable cost per unit. So we got the variable cost per unit. Now this thing is very simple. So bring this thing down. So total cost is $52,000 for producing 8,000 units. So variable cost for producing 8,000 units is $32,000. Okay. And total cost is $52,000. So total cost is given, variable cost is given. So total cost is nothing but fixed cost plus variable cost. So 52,000 minus 32,000 is equal to how much? It's 20,000. So 20,000 is our simple answer. Okay. Let's move forward to the question number 4. Determine the margin of safety. So determine the margin of safety ratio, not just a margin of safety, but the margin of safety ratio from the following data. So sales is given, sales is $30 per unit. Variable cost is given, variable cost is $10 per unit. So you got sales, you got variable cost. Sales minus variable cost is equal to contribution. Okay, you got the contribution. How much is the contribution? Contribution is $20. So contribution is $20. $30 minus $10, it is $20. Okay, you got the contribution. And the number of units sold is 750 units. You got the contribution, $20 per unit. You can convert into the in the terms of dollars. So just multiplied by 750, it is I think $15,000. So contribution is $15,000. Fixed cost is $10,000. Okay, so what is the formula? If you have seen my lecture on break-even analysis, this is really simple for you. So margin of safety ratio, the simple formula is actual sales minus break-even point divided by actual sales again. See, contribution is 15,000. Contribution is 15,000. Fixed cost is 10,000. So contribution minus fixed cost is equal to profit. So contribution was 15,000. Fixed cost was 10,000. Profit was 5,000. Okay. So what is the break-even point? So profit, if profit is 5,000, fixed cost is 10. What is the break-even point? Okay. You need to find out the break-even point here. So the break-even point is nothing but 10,000. So the contribution is 15,000, profit is 5,000, the break-even point is 10,000. So 15,000 minus 10,000 divided by 15,000 is equal to 5 over 15. So it is 33.33%. Okay. So B is the correct answer. Really simple. So students, that's all for today. If there is any doubt in your mind, you can ask your doubts in the super chat. Let me bring my device. Sorry for being late. So that's all for today, students. I think I have solved all the doubts today. So one question is, calculators are not allowed in the exam. Calculators are not allowed. Yes, you can start your RBI grade B preparation, no problems. Okay. So that's all for today, students. I think I have answered all your doubts. If there is any other doubt, there is a comment section where you can ask your questions. So that's all for today, students. Thank you and have a very nice day. Bye. And yes, if you want to join the PNB course, you can join it, right? The PNB Technical Officer course, all the links are available in the description. So that's all for today, students. Thank you and have a nice day. Please subscribe the channel. That's really important for me.